I'm sure by the time that this video gets released, Tim Pool is probably already jerked off in his own face about it. But first and foremost, okay, we gotta get to the subject matter first, after we preface all this stuff. Why do people not trust the government anymore? Well, because their lies aren't even good anymore, okay? Like Jen Psaki and her fat tits would get up there to the podium and at least have some decent spin on the thing, okay? Or at least just, I don't know, turn up the air conditioner so at least some of the guys that were reporting on this stuff would have something to look at for a moment. But now we have black gay lady who's up there, and she doesn't even have anything for us. The White House disputes comparison of unvaccinated illegal immigrants because they're still flooding across the southern border because it's a day that ends in Y. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and Mexicans are flooding the southern border. Wow! And tennis player Novak Djokovic, who, again, last week or some shit like that, I reported that he would not be allowed to participate in the United States Open, unlike he did last year, which is kind of fucking weird. His vaccination status hasn't changed. He's unvaccinated, proudly so, justifiably so. It's his total fucking decision at the end of the day. But he's not allowed to compete in there, okay? So a guy who's of high profile, who's going to add economic benefit to the greater New York area, okay? He's not allowed to come in. But you guys are still going to be bringing in and housing thousands of illegal immigrants. Make that make sense. Well, you don't have to if you don't have a response for it. The White House on Monday disputed a reporter's query comparing unvaccinated illegal immigrants and an unvaccinated tennis player after Novak Djokovic recently announced he would not be competed in the United States amid travel restrictions that bars foreigners who are not vaccinated against the coup from entering the United States. Peter Doocy, hey man, that dude is, even though by left-wing outlets he's vilified, and, they draw the loose comparisons. It's like, well, Jim Acosta was just doing the same thing. Do you remember, Jim Acosta making a salient point, or for him to just grandstand, okay, and make everybody else around him uncomfortable? It was funny when Trump would be, "You are fake news," and give everybody a sound clip that they will be able to use until the end of fucking time, or at least until the end of mass media, which, again, would be so wonderful, but it ain't gonna fucking happen. Peter Doocy does ask some good questions, even though it's all a big fucking show, because who was also taking selfies with Jen Psaki on her last day saying, "We used to get along so good together." How come migrants are allowed to come into this country unvaccinated, but world-class tennis players are not? He asked the gay black lady which world-class tennis player. She responded, "Oh, she's retarded." Oh my god, can we add that disclaimer on top too? She's black, she's gay, and she's a blithering idiot. Novak Djokovic, three-time champion at the U.S. Open, said on Twitter on August 25th that he will not be able to travel to New York at this time for the U.S. Open, but will keep in good shape and a positive spirit and wait for an opportunity to compete again. Djokovic recently won the 2022 Wimbledon title, making it the 7th time he won the tennis championship. Holy! 21 career Grand Slams. Could have went for 22 to tied Rafa Nadal, but no, you need to get the jab, which is just so safe and effective. Gay black retarded lady told Doocy, "Since you asked me about him, these records are confidential under U.S. law." Oh, now you care about medical privacy? Fucking weird, my guy. His body, his choice. Is that the doctrine you're going to be applying here? Okay. Therefore, the United States government cannot discuss the details of individual visa cases. Okay, but what about the flood of migrants at the southern border? Due to privacy reasons, the United States government also does not comment on medical information of individual travelers. It relates to this tennis player. The motherfucker's a wide open when it comes to his vaccination status. I'm not doing that shit. Yeah, it's public knowledge. Just like Joe Biden has hair plugs and he's also losing his fucking mind. Care to comment on that? She added that the vaccination requirement for foreign nationals is a requirement from the CDC. I defer you to the CDC. We're just the White House. We're not in charge. You have to talk to the CDC. This is something that they decide. Oh, okay, cool. So unelected oligarchs are actually in charge of the United States. Good to know. She suggested that Djokovic and the illegal immigrant situations are two different things. And that's why nobody trusts the fucking government, because it's a very apt comparison. One guy does everything proper. Everything up to and including your arbitrary rule. Then you take a look at the wave of migrants that come over the southern border, get held in these detention facilities, get given a summons to show up, at your earliest convenience in order to stand in front of a judge. Most of them don't come back because they're smart, or they just end up taking one of Greg Abbott's, handicap buses and go up to Washington, D.C., where Muriel Bowser just scowls out of her front window, goes, "Urgh," and then just continues to place fucking prank call after prank call to the National Guard. Again, make that make sense. But you don't have to, because you guys are in charge. At least for right now. But as we see here, we got another poll. Another poll. More than 40% of Americans believe a civil war is likely. If I had a beanie, I would put one on, but I don't wear hats. Get the fuck out of here. No, within the next 10 years. 40%. Civil war within the next 10 years. Holy. And 66% think political violence has increased since 2021. Maybe Roe v. Wade there for like a half a second, like those fat fucking land whales who couldn't be outside during the summer because it was so fucking hot, okay? Or needed to have their legs up in the air, akimbo style, with the fucking Hitachi on full blast because, again, they were going on a sex strike. Wonder how well that's working out for those pill-popping nymphomaniacs. Anyways, in disturbing new poll showing the United States is becoming more divided. Yay, good. I'm all about this accelerationism. Over 40% of Americans believe the country is headed towards civil war within the next 10 years, while nearly everyone believes political divisions have gotten worse since the start of 2021. Yeah, no, fair enough. Oh, right, January 6th was in 21. I forgot about that. Jesus. So yeah, political violence and police brutality has definitely gotten worse. 43% of adults overall believe the nation will fight a civil war within the next 10 years, and 35% believe civil war is not very likely or not at all likely. It all depends, okay, because I don't really buy into that whole, there's going to be, violence in the streets, blood will be running through the gutters. Yeah, I ain't going that far, okay? I think one side is too incompetent to actually take up arms, and anytime that you see any sort of a call to action, fucking right wing really doesn't do anything. They'll go to a speech, they'll go to a Trump rally, and then a couple of Antifa motherfuckers will just try to break through a window. Yeah, don't want to review any of that footage that's out there, okay? Or you'll have James Earl Sullivan, sell anything that he records to CNN. Oopsie daisy. But yeah, no, if you want to see a bunch of footage of guys fucking moving, stands in order to properly get through the observatory halls, yeah, no, that's a real insurrection you got on your hands there. Or worrying if the Q shaman, oh my god, he was gonna sit in the speaker's chair and write legislation that everybody in the empty hall was just going to pass magically. Like, what the fuck did you guys actually think was going to go down on January 6th? How long was the Capitol down for repairs, okay? How much fire damage needed to be renovated? How many broken windows? I know that there was that one Asian congressman who donated his suit to the Smithsonian, who hopefully whoever received it at the Smithsonian put it in the recyclable section of the museum. Maybe that's what the FBI was trying to get back from Mar-a-Lago, because there was some classified documents that were there. Maybe it was just the suit that they were looking for. No, how about the footage of the guys that were down there at the Capitol? It's like, do you guys want to leave? It's like, yeah, okay, thanks, bye. It's been fun. It's a really nice place that you have here. Hopefully it'll come back under different circumstances where we don't have to wear these stupid masks, Oh, it's so funny. We'll be back later. Oh, you guys need a hand cleaning this stuff up? Yeah, because they also did that. I don't remember any of the riots in 2020, or again, Portland burning for another night. Anybody, sticking around to clean any of that up? No, not quite. But again, that's what the right does, okay? They might go and picket, okay? They'll stand around and say, no transgender surgery for our kids. I know it's an important cause and all that shit, but it's getting fucking laborious if all you're going to do is just stand out there with fucking signs and just chant into the ether, try to preach to the converted. Wonderful stuff. It's nice. You have the right to do it all, but if you're not going to fucking follow it up with anything, it's worthless. Or you take a look at the left side, who would actually... you take a look at some of their forces that would be fighting in the Civil War, and the only thing that they're fighting is to keep both of their feet due to the encroachment of diabetes. It's just not gonna be an actual fight that takes place. Will it be something that takes place due to, vicious typing on the internet? maybe. Like, again, what are your standards for civil war? I just don't see it being met. Self-identified strong Republicans were most likely to believe the nation is headed towards bloody strife. Yeah, because they're the side that actually has the guns. 21% believe civil war is very likely within the next 10 years, while 33% believe that it's somewhat likely. Oh my god, so that means that 54% believe that it's very likely within Republicans. I can actually get a button down, no, I don't actually have any short sleeve button down shirts. No, I don't. 14% of strong Democrats that's an oxymoron, responded that civil war within the decade was very likely, while 26% said that it is somewhat likely. 66% of Americans believe political violence has increased since the start of 2021. What about, okay, after January 7th? What do you think about that? Okay, up from 2020? Just wondering. While 17% believe that it has stayed the same, and 8% think it has decreased. You know what, really? Like, I pay attention to this stuff. I would probably be in that bottom 25%, realistically. Sorry about that. But yeah, realistically, I don't think that it really fluctuated that much. Like, the high water mark was definitely 2020. We'll see towards the end of the year if it decides to pick up again, because there are elections, and we need to go out there and raise that morale. Keep that same energy. And if not, we'll just have to wait until 2024, because you know that this cycle will continue anew, okay? Black Lives Matter is only relevant every 4 years, and somehow people just have selective amnesia when it comes to what the fuck they do. But yeah, I'm sure we'll have a new group of leadership up at the top that'll just go ahead and grift billions off of that, okay? Republicans are more likely than Democrats to say the nation has become more politically divided, 79% to 59%. Yeah, because the Democrats just think that everybody else should believe like them, because if not, they're not real Americans. They're just maggots, and they're just devout Trumpists, or whatever the current fucking buzz phrase is at this point. But Republicans are actually just looking at everything that's out there, okay? If, of course, they're not up in their feelings about this. We need to return God to our country. Ugh. Take your God pill and then just pretend it's the 1950s tradcons. You make me sick. But we got some bar graphs to begin with. Bar graphs, okay. U.S. adults, 14% think that it's very likely that there'll be civil war within the next decade. It's 29% somewhat likely. Okay, not sure. 22%. Yeah, so about 20% of the population are pretty retarded. Wonderful, fantastic, nice bars. Margins of error. So yeah, the people who were polled are talking toughly, but outside of that, I don't see anything really happening, at least when it comes to a hot civil war. We're probably in some variation of a cold civil war right now, but will it escalate from there? Come on, everybody has their own fucking sedations that are out there. Continue to talk about decriminalizing marijuana. Make it legal, man. Yeah. It's just pitting people against each other on fucking baseless grounds in order to distract them from the real problems that are happening in the world. It's fucking feminism, by the way. Anyways, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.